Ladies and gentlemen, once again the goose is loose. We're back. 5 months have been and gone, and the channel disappeared in that time. We did a little bit of Necromunda, and then we sort of lost the thread. But I'm back. So, long story short, because we've got something in this video that I want to show you and I'm desperate to get to it. The channel sort of fell apart a little bit. About 5 months ago, I changed from a long-term job that I did alongside Jellyfish Gamer 25 to setting up my own company and working for myself, which I thought would buy me a load more time for doing videos and all sorts of stuff, which in a way it did, but in another far more realistic way, it did not. So about 5 months ago, I switched to working for myself, and the last 5 months have been pretty manic. And so the videos have fallen a little bit by the wayside. They became a casualty of that shift. But we're now set up and we're running well. And I thought it was time to get back into doing some videos. One of the big reasons is, anybody who's seen this channel will know, it's a new video. What does that mean? New army. New army. And I'm going back to my roots here. I'm going back to a 40k army that was my very first 40k army in second edition 40k. It would be about 1991, 92, I think. So I think it was just after the Rogue Trader era, just in second edition. And the box set then came with, I believe, could be wrong, but I believe came with, because that's what pushed me towards it, Space Wolves. And who doesn't love big, hairy-ass Space Vikings? For us and the All-Father. The new codex came out relatively recently. In fact, it came out just before the Orc Codex, and anyone who's watched this channel before knows that I've got a lot of Orcs, and I love my Orcs. I've played some Orcs against Jellyfish Gamer. We've been doing The Last Wall, his Imperial Fist versus my Orcs, and the Orcs are still going on, and I've made a little bit of progress, not a huge amount if I'm honest, because I've been flat out doing the new business. But the new Space Wolves Codex came out before the Orc Codex, and I had to have a little dabble. And it was also an excuse for me to jump into Primaris Marines, because I've not done any of the new Primaris, and the models are awesome. So I've done a little bit, and we'll come to that in some more videos. But I bought a few little bits, kick me off with some Space Wolves, and get right back to my roots and the ridiculous Space Viking, wolf tails, pendants, runes, all that cool stuff. So we're going to get back to that, and we're going to be doing a little bit of that in our hobby. So I thought today, back to the channel, let's start a little bit slow, let's start with something interesting. We're going to do an unboxing. An unboxing of a box that I have had for only a few hours, which is why we're doing the video right now. You'll notice it's unprepared, it's unscripted, even by my usual standards, because I need to get this ripped open for you guys to see so that I can start enjoying it. And we've gone with the Tooth and Claw box. For a couple of reasons. The first one being that I'm really keen to do Primaris. Now don't get me wrong, I have some Wolfguard Terminators, I've got a unit of Bloodclaws that I want to build, and I'm also wanting to do things like Thunderwolf Cavalry, things that are very traditionally Space Wolfy. But I've also not played with any of the Primaris Marines. I played with a couple in my demo games right at the beginning of 8th. We're talking about video 1, video 2 on this channel, and I've played against them once or twice. Thanks for that, Lee. Wasn't a pleasant experience. They absolutely mullered me. So I've built a 60-ish power level list, we'll come to that in a future video, which is all Primaris. The future of this army is going to be mixed. That's what I love about Marines. We're going to have some traditional Marine units, we're going to have some Bloodclaws, some Grey Hunters, we're going to have some Long Fangs, and we're going to have some Primaris stuff. But I've not done anything. I've not built a Repulsor, I've not built a Redemptor, I've not built any of the cool new models. And they've been out, I mean I say new models, they've been out for 18 months, so I'm getting my teeth into those now, and we're going to have a cracking time with them. So Tooth and Claw, for the money, is the most unbelievable bargain, especially if you get it from Element Games. Unsponsored plug right here. Love Element Games. I drove down there this afternoon, I live around the corner, this is just an unbelievable bargain at the price that Element Games put it together. I couldn't put together half the units in this from the Space Marine side for the same money, even from Element, never mind all the Gene Stealer cult stuff, and I'm not going to be doing a Gene Stealer cult army. So Space Wolves all the time, no new shiny Gene Stealer models with their big hammers, and we'll come to that in at least 2 videos time before we get distracted, but for now, Space Wolves. So this video, we're going to rip off the thing, we're going to show you what's in the box, we're going to explore Tooth and Claw together. Then in future videos, we're going to start talking about my army, my paint scheme, all of that, most of which is yet to be decided. So let's get to the fun stuff. You'll notice I'm really not prepped for this. Normally I would at least have thought about how to open the box, how to mount the camera, all of that stuff. I'm too excited. I need to get into it. So other than having ripped a corner previously so that I can get in here in one go, all I'm going to do is grab the camera and tear this thing to shreds. Oh look, it's really obvious I've not rehearsed this or got any thoughts as to how I'm going to do it. There we go. Right. Oh, it's so shiny. Now, thanks to a friend, I already have this model built. This awesome Primaris Battle Leader model. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, we're into the box. Let's not block the light source. So we've got an aggressor sprue here. So we've got big guys with big flamestorm gauntlets and huge gatlingy things and just joyous dealers of death. So we've got 3 aggressors in this box set. For anyone that doesn't know, from the Space Wolf side, you have the Primaris Battle Leader, which is this sprue here, which is a stunning model. I already have mine built. Like I say, thanks to a very generous friend. I will be showcasing that in a future video. Lovely looking model, so dynamic. Such a change from some of the traditional Space Wolves range, which is now starting to look a little bit old and tired. We have the all-important Space Wolves Primaris upgrade sprue, which gives you so many options from one tiny sprue like this. It gives you the shoulder pads to do the aggressors, to do half a squad of intercessors, or a small squad of intercessors. It's got a chainsword, it's got a rune blade, which initially, and you'll see it down here where my finger is, initially I looked at that and thought, well, alright, it's a rune blade, but actually when you position it on the model, it's a rune blade being drawn by an unexpected hand. It's the other side of the model. Looks awesome. I've got a guy in one of my intercessor squads already who's got that on. Yes, I've been doing some building already. Then we've got the Gene Stealer Cult stuff, and I'm not even going to tell you what's on these sprues because I have no clue, because I'm not interested in those for at least another week. Right, that is an intercessor sprue. So we've got 5 intercessors. Our Wolfguard Battle Leader. Gosh, these look absolutely stunning. I do have a Tyranid army somewhere as well, but you know, Gene Stealer Cult's branches and that sort of gap, so we'll come to that a bit later on. Lovely, lovely looking stuff. Now here is our Redemptor Dreadnought. Wow. I've been really impressed with this kit since I first saw it. I think it's really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to putting that together. So we've got a Redemptor Dreadnought, we've got 5 intercessors, we've got the Wolfguard Battle Leader, and we've got 5 intercessors. So that's pretty cool. Then we've got some absolutely badass looking Gene Stealer Cult Gribblies. Really lovely detail models. I'm not doing it any justice here because I've lit this really poorly, because I wasn't thinking at all about showing you guys this other than going, look, it's amazing, so that I could crack on with reading the books. But oh, lovely. You see, even if I don't do a Gene Stealer Cult army, I've got the models in here that I need to start perhaps a Necromunda gang, which is another thing that Jellyfish and I are still planning on doing. So you know, we've been playing a bit of Necromunda. It's been a while. We need to do it again. It's been a while. But we will get back to that. Oh, and I've got a poster. Look at that. Space Wolves versus Gene Stealer Cults. You can see the Dreadnought in the background. That's a lovely bit of artwork. All the bases, plus the big base. We've got Space Wolves transfers, always useful. And we have a bag of things, including the Tooth and Claw books. We've got some instructions for putting things together, plenty of those for all the different units, but then we've got the Tooth and Claw book, which gives a bit of history. Anyone who's been watching the community page this weekend, and this video should go up on Monday, but I'm filming it on Saturday, you will know the Vigilus Open Day has just happened. There's a ton of news coming in. Those of you who've seen the Marnius Calgar model might, for the first time in your lives, be liking the look of Ultramarines. I know that I never have and suddenly do. I'm not doing Ultramarines. Not doing Ultramarines, but Vigilus is part of the narrative. It's really important that, you know, that's where all the action's happening. I don't know any of the background of this box set. I just thought it was an absolute bargain. I'm going to read this with interest any minute now, and we're going to dig into the history of Vigilus and Tooth and Claw, what's going on with the Gene Stealer Cults versus the Space Wolves, And as we go forwards, I'm going to be doing some challenges with friends. So my mate Lee and I are going to be doing some kind of hobbying challenge. And that challenge will be to motivate each other to keep going. And that's the reason that I've kicked the channel off again. Because those 5 of you watching already know I've done this because you're in my WhatsApp group. Nobody else watches this channel, but I'm doing it for the people who, well, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it to motivate me to keep going. Because if I've got to put a video out every week, I've got to do something every week. And I'm now in a position where I've got 60 points or 60 power worth of stuff to build and find a paint scheme for, which I've got an idea on, but I've not tried yet. So it's exciting times. The channel's back. I'm really pleased to be back. Regular updates going forwards. We're doing Space Wolves. I'm still doing Necromunda. I'm looking forward to a game that Jellyfish and I are hopefully going to have very soon. You heard it here first, Jellyfish. I've just put together a Cawdor gang, which I really like. Also on this channel, coming up relatively soon, although they take longer to build and paint than I was expecting, I may have some Titans for Adeptus Titanicus, and I'm really keen to get a game in with anyone who wants to be on the channel with me. Mickey, who's been on the channel before, might be one of those guys. I think Jellyfish is pretty keen to try that game out. Black Friday just happened. I may have invested in Star Wars Legion a little bit, just a little bit. So perhaps I'll be playing a game of Star Wars Legion with someone who hasn't appeared on this channel, but actually who I have a historic video going back donkey's years with to go up on this channel. So I've got some historic videos that I need to sort of capture and re-edit. But we're back in the flow of things again. So hopefully you'll follow me on the journey. Hopefully I'll keep going. Hopefully I'll still be doing Space Wars in 3 weeks' time. Who knows? Either way, should be a laugh. Stick along with me. We're going to have a good time. Goose out.